Good morning. If you want to see how we built this nice deck bar for use outside on a deck, stay tuned because that's what we're going to do today. Well, good morning and welcome to another Memphis Monday 287. Today we got a project, a deck bar, and I feel pretty good about it. I probably showed it during the intro, but it's going to be a 5-foot long table to a 3.5 feet tall. It's going to be outdoor furniture. It's going to be in the weather. It's going to be sitting on the deck, rain, sun, whole business. So we have to be really careful when we build it, that we make it super tough and super durable. Okay, let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. Here's a little sketch of what I have in mind. It's going to have slanted legs, a solid wood top made up of 5 deck boards, 5 feet long, 2 feet wide, 3 feet tall. Luckily, we still have the prototype from the last deck table we built. We use it as a prototype. First thing we'll do is we're going to start with the table top. Let's take a look at that. I've already got started with the glue up of the tabletop. It's my concern is that the wood was it's deck wood, so it's never been kiln dried, and the moisture level is about 13%, which is too wet for my taste, but we're going to have to, but it was close, 13%, it might work. I put 24 biscuits in it, put, 6 rows. I'll go ahead and take this thing out of the clamps. Let's do a little test on our glue up here. Let's snap these boards off one at a time and see how hard they come off. Well, maybe it's not a bad glue up. Second one broke. Well, the glue didn't break, the wood broke. Let's try the next one. Well, in both cases, the wood broke and not the joint, and so that's some good information right there. Let's check out the moisture level. Okay, I'm going to try to do this where you can see the moisture level here. 14%. So I don't know what the limit is for moisture, but 14% made a pretty good joint. So that's a takeaway right there. What I'm doing here is putting a little epoxy and sawdust in some of these knots. You can use epoxy and glue, but I mean glue and sawdust. I've even heard of using Bondo. But this is the stuff that furniture restorers use. It's a standard thing. I didn't invent it. A little finish on our tabletop because we're actually going to build the table right on this top, so I want to get this some kind of finish on it. Let's go look at what we got next. We really only have two things to build. We've got to build this frame down here, and we've got to build the legs. We'll do the legs first because we're going to be gluing them together, and I want to give the glue some time to dry. The legs have this 45-degree miter cut right here, and we put that on before we taper them. So let's do that first. Here's the stock for the legs. It'll take, these are 42 inches long, 5.5 inches wide, and about an inch thick. And we're going to put a 45-degree angle cut on each one of them. Like I was telling you that my other table saw didn't work right. This is how table saws are supposed to work. The height adjustment is over here on the right side, and you see how that whole thing, and then you can tighten it down. And it's got this knob here. There's a positive positive lock on it. My other one had an internal worm gear and stuff that would always get clogged up with sawdust. I'm putting together those legs. First thing I do is just put that 45-degree angle we just cut into the board, attach it together. I got set up here on my vise, and this joint's got to be really strong, so I'm gluing it. The wood is 13%. It's drier than that other wood, and the other wood works, so I guess this will too. And then I'm putting 8 dowels in, 4 on each side, driving them into the miter joint. And I cut them off with my dovetail saw. I'll put the dowels on the other side. All I do is go through and drill holes. I got my drill bit marked here. And I just took this prototype leg off and installed these splines across the corners. See, there's one that's I didn't put any stain on. So I basically just cut across the corner and then put a block of wood in there. I'll show you how I do it. So what I have is this splining jig here that it's made for this kind of thing, and I got my dado set here, set it 3/4 of an inch, and I'll put 3 of these splines in here, equally spaced right in the center of the leg. Here are the notches. Now let's get the splines cut. This is cypress, using contrasting wood. Now what I'll do is just glue these little blocks in these slots. They're made to fit exactly. And then after the glue sets, cut them flush, sand them, and be good to go. Well, I got all the splines put in. We have to let them dry so we can cut them off. It may seem like I'm going overboard on these legs, but remember this table is going to sit outside in the elements for its whole life, sitting out in the rain and sun and everything. And these joints are sitting ducks if anything's going to break. Okay, let's let this dry and then we'll go ahead and finish processing the legs. Here's the angle we're putting on these legs. Looks like it might be difficult to get that angle, but it isn't. Let me show you how I do it. To get the angle, all you have to do is set your angle there at 6 degrees. And then rig the leg up in this position here. And then whack it off. Now you want that same angle down at the foot of your leg, and so both angles are going in the same direction because you want your foot to sit flat on the floor. Well, that's the angle. That's the angle from the end. And you can see when you get over here, they're angled to the outside also. Okay, what we're going to do now is build the frame. Okay, this is the part we got to build now. Before I taper the legs, I'm going to put this frame in because I want to dry fit the legs before I taper them. I think we're going to make this out of 2x4s. Since the legs are angled at 6 degrees, this 2x4 that we're going to 2x4 frame is going to have to be splayed outward 6 degrees. There's the frame pieces. They're all splayed out 6 degrees. Now I need to put pocket holes all along the inside here to attach this. Well, I got the about half into putting the tapering on the legs. Let's go over and I'll show you how I'm doing that. I think the right thing is probably to set up some kind of a tapering jig on the table saw, but this seems to be working for me, so I'm doing it this way with a jigsaw. Holding the legs on with two 5/16 inch carriage bolts. And then in addition to that, I'm putting lag bolts into the ends of these frame pieces right here. Here you can see where I put some deck screws in here just to hold it temporarily. Then for good measure, I'm putting these lag bolts into the end of the end frame. Need to shorten the leg a little. Well, I got the that one leg need to be about 1/4 of an inch taken off of it. I'm gonna put this back up on the bench and I'll put some sauce on it and we'll take a look at it. Well, here it is, our deck bar. Let's take it down and take a look at it. I don't think we're going to break it, do you? Well, there it is, our deck bar for Memphis Monday 287. We've got splayed legs that are bolted on. It's got spline joinery with dowels. Solid top. Whole thing's made out of treated deck wood. Remember, we had an experiment with the wood because the moisture content was 14%, but it's still glued, so we're in pretty good shape. Okay, overall I'm pretty satisfied. Memphis Monday 287. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 287. Before we built this product, never heard of such a thing. But I can see now where the utility of it. It's 3.5 feet up off the ground. So it's right at, perfect level. And we built it super strong because the thing is going to be out in the weather 100% of the time. So we didn't take any chances. We bolted everything together and used splines and dowels, and we just went overboard trying to make it as strong as possible. And I hope it holds up for a few years. Well, that's all I got. Like, favorite, share, comment, all the stuff you do. But most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.